What is happening, Papper people? Hey there guys, it is me, the Lanky Lefty 27. I have a fantastic video for you today. Look at this, it's all about nasal pillow CPAP masks. And at this time, you can go ahead and head on over to maskbright.com and pick up a little Mask Bright because your friends have not told you, but your mask, it's stinky. All right, so you may or may not be aware if you're getting started with CPAP, there's several different types of CPAP masks. We have a full face mask that considers anything that covers up the nose and mouth. It can be under the nose, over the nose, but basically all three holes are completely covered up and having positive air pressure applied to them. Now, another category of mask is a nasal mask, just a regular nasal cushion mask. That's anything that goes around the nose, just the nose, your mouth is still open to the environment. If you want to get real picky with this, you can even have an under the nose cushion mask. There's several of those. They don't go into the nose, but they do cover up your nose holes. And for those, I kind of like to open up a new category called the nasal cushion mask. And lastly, what we're going to be dealing with today is a nasal pillow mask. And by that, I mean anything that actually inserts up into your nares, into your nostrils. One of the number one reasons people use a nasal pillow mask is they complain about things such as claustrophobia. They don't like having a lot of mask stuck to their face. They want as minimal touching them as possible, and that's where a nasal pillow mask comes in just nicely. Now, one of the biggest downsides of nasal pillow masks is that they're so easy to get on, which makes them also so easy to get off. Now, typically, if you're on the proper pressure and you're not having any mouth leaking, you're gonna be just fine with it. Most people pull off the mask if they're having inadequate pressure applied to them or if they have a mouth leak. People pull them off all the time. If you control those variables, if you're on the proper pressure and you have no mouth leak, you're probably gonna leave it on just fine. Now, one of the downsides of nasal pillow masks, now initially I didn't really care for nasal pillow masks. As I age, I think I'm starting to like them better, and maybe it's just because I'm trying them out more and more and just kind of getting desensitized to them. I'm starting to really not mind them too much. But one of the downsides of using them, especially initially, is you'll get a raw chafing feeling on the inside of your nose. Once you can resolve this, it seems like the use of a nasal pillow mask is much easier and much more comfortable than it would be at the start. Things you can do to combat this are taking a little bit of aloe vera gel and just kind of smearing it with your finger on the inside of your nares where the mask is going to make contact. You don't want to use any petroleum product, like you don't want to use Vaseline as a barrier, but anything like aloe vera is wonderful. Another thing is lancino. That works really well as well. Doesn't sound right. Now, all these masks that I'm showing, I'm positive on, or at least I know a lot of people that are positive on them, which is why I'm going to show them to you and really not the others. I would like to thank the sponsor of this video, cheapcpapsupplies.com. Go on and head over to cheapcpapsupplies.com/lefty. You're going to have these coupon codes handy. We have lefty16. Any of these nasal pillow masks, if you're interested in them, they are all available here at cheapcpapsupplies.com. You have the P30i, you have the P10, you have the Brevida, you have the Bleep Dreamway, and they even have the DreamWear Gel pillows. Whether you're looking for a mask or a machine, they have auto sets, super cheap. 30% off of any of that stuff is unbelievable as far as savings go. Whether you're paying cash or you're using your insurance, they accept it all. If you make a massive oopsie and you pick the wrong mask, hey, this mask sucks, oopsie, then Cheap CPAP Supplies will accept it back within the first 30 days for full store credit. You can get yourself a new mask. Don't worry about making the oopsie. cheapcpapsupplies.com has excellent customer service. Call them up anytime, chat, email. Go ahead and check out the sponsor of this video, cheapcpapsupplies.com. Now, first we have the ResMed AirFit P10. It's been around for quite a while. You can see it has very minimalistic headgear, and as far as getting it on and off, very easy. The tubing going in here, you can't really swivel so much. It's just kind of stuck in there. You can remove these very easy, the pillows, and put on a different size if you'd like. But ultimately, it's extremely easy to get on and off. As far as sizing this, if you want to, bring it up snug, you can do all kinds of configurations in the back and kind of achieve the fit that you want. But all in all, very simple mask, seals very well. The diffuser kind of is right here, the entire front of it, so any expired air just kind of seeps out and goes into the environment. As far as getting it off, also very easy, as you'll see all these masks are. Anyway, this is the ResMed AirFit P10. Okay, next up we have the Fisher and Paykel Brevida. This actually has a really nice design to it. You can see here it has a ball and socket joint where it can spin around, it can swivel. It has this diffuser like felt/cotton, whatever you want to call it, over the diffuser valve, so air just leaks out very gently over a wide area. You're not gonna be blasting your bed partner with it. It only comes in 2 sizes, which also very easy to pull on and off and make that change if you'd like. And if you can see, the pillows are actually very different from pretty much all of the other pillows, in that these go into your nose and they don't so much fit on the inside of your nares, but they do go up in there. But the majority of the fit, it comes from this bladder here that surrounds it. You can see if I pull on it, it fills up. Well, when you have this turned on, it's actually gonna fill up with air and kind of envelop your nose and keep everything nice and tight, which is really good if you're laying on your side. Many of the other masks, you lay on your side, it's gonna kind of pull out and you're gonna get a leak. With this, because the air bladder is inflated over your nose, you're not gonna get that. It actually stays in place probably better than any of the other masks I'm gonna show you, with the exception of one. Now the headgear, like all the others, very easy to get on and off. Just hold it here, up over your head. This one's a lot easier to adjust in that we have more adjustable straps here. If you want to make it tighter, you can just pull here. But once you turn it on, that bladder will inflate around my nose. I'm not going to do it right now. I have another video that does show that, but the fit is great. So if you do move around, the bladder stays inflated and no leaking for you. Again, the Fisher and Paykel Brevida mask. Okay, next up we have the Philips Respironics DreamWear Gel. Now I know that's a mouthful and there's a lot of, there's some variations of this. You have the DreamWear full face mask, you have the DreamWear cushion under the nose, you have a Dream Wisp. Everything starts with a dream. This is the DreamWear gel pillows. You'll see it different ways. Gel pillows. You can see this, they actually do go up in your nose. This is made of gel, a very soft gel material. I was not real big on this mask when it first came out, but there's enough people that are really happy with it that it's worth an honorable mention here. I don't need to like shun it from this. It's a fine mask. I just prefer the version here that it doesn't have these pillows and instead there's an opening right here. I think that's a solid mask, but this is fine as well. Now the DreamWear Gel pillows differs from the other masks that I just showed you in this one distinct way. You have the attachment here up at the top of the head. Getting it on and off, just like all the others, extremely easy. The tubing attaches up here. Some people really like that. For me, it doesn't matter. It doesn't really bother me too much, but it does make it nice when you're trying to turn your head. You're not having a pulling here. Instead, the tube just rotates up here. So it's not real disruptive to your sleep. To get the air to you, it actually comes down both sides of this. It doesn't really matter too much if one side's occluded or not. The pressure is eventually going to get here. You have an exhalation port up here where you have air diffused, but then you have another one right here. This one actually does kind of shoot out like a little jet of air. So if you have a bed partner, you definitely have to be cognizant of where it's pointed so you're not shooting them. But all in all, this is a really good design, really popular, especially the under the nose cushion style that I was talking about. Not so much this, though if you are looking for something that might be a little more stable and fit in your nose, this might be a good option for you. All right, next up we have the ResMed AirFit P30. Very similar in style as far as the cushions go to the P10 I showed you first, but then they took it and they pretty much copied the exact design of the DreamWear from Philips Respironics. And you can see here it looks pretty much the exact same as the DreamWear. Like exactly. The one difference is it has this semi-accordion style headgear where it has a little more stretch than the other one, but I mean, really, it's pretty much the same. So again, just like the others, very easy to get on, very easy to get off. This one fits exactly like the DreamWear. I have this pivot point here. Air is diffused here, much better than in the DreamWear Gel or even the DreamWear under the nose. You have these pads that actually come on this already that kind of line your face and keep the silicone from maybe irritating your cheekbones as you sleep. Easy to adjust. If you want to pull it up higher into your nose, you're just going to pull the straps a little tighter. In general, not a bad mask to start with if you're going to try to use a nasal pillow mask initially. Again, this is the ResMed AirFit P30. And last up, I consider this a nasal pillow mask, but not really because technically it doesn't go into your nose. By far, I think this is probably the best mask of the ones that I've showed you, but there is one huge downside to it. But with that, there's actually a huge plus side as well. So this is the Bleep Dreamway mask. Sometimes people call it the Bleep Dreamports or the Bleep Sleep. It's just like the Bleep mask. They have one mask and this is it. Because I'm not gonna actually put it on right now because it's a little more in depth than the other masks. Remember, all the other masks were very easy to get on, very easy to get off. The Bleep is not that way. It actually takes a little time to get on, but as a positive, it takes a little time to get off. And as a huge trade-off, a huge benefit to that inconvenience is that this baby is not gonna leak at all during the night. Once you get it on, it's not leaking. Any leaks that are produced by the Bleep are gonna be coming out of your mouth. Essentially, this is what you're gonna be looking for. You can see here that this is the part. They fit just under the nose, so nothing actually goes up into your nose, so you don't need any of the aloe vera I mentioned before or the Lancino cream. It just fits right here, and then you can see here, I don't know how this man got blue adhesive because the adhesive is more like a Band-Aid color, but that's more or less how it fits. Here's the actual color of them. These things plug in right here, and then the adhesive you put up onto your nose, and it creates an extra tight seal. Now on the Bleep, the exhalation ports are actually right here at the bottom. So pretty much wherever you're facing, they're gonna more or less shoot down the tubing that you have here. So really the likelihood of it hitting your bed partner is nil unless you're using your chest as a pillow. Now, one of the other downsides of this is because you have a bunch of disposables, each of these is good for only one night. And so that's something you have to be aware of. Insurance does cover it, so that's not a big deal, but you do have to constantly have a resupply coming just to make sure you never run out of them. So overall, you have some excellent choices there to get started if you're interested in trying a nasal pillow mask. Look, nasal pillow masks aren't for everyone. In fact, I don't even really recommend them for everyone. But if you are interested in trying one, even if you're on a really high pressure, I know a lot of techs will say,
you know, you can't try a nasal pillow mask when you're on 20 centimeters of water pressure. It's too much, it'll blow it off.
You can use it just fine. Really, you just have to try, but all of them are rated to withstand 20 centimeters of water pressure, so you don't have to worry about that. But a lot of techs, for some unknown reason, feel like it's gonna be blowing stuff out of your mouth. But you know, if that is a concern for you, with most masks that are, you know, have the mouth hole accessible, is you can try a couple products. You can try a double-sided boil and bite mouth guard. These are very cheap, and it still has a little hole where you can breathe, but it just really encourages your mouth to stay shut. That's something you might want to look into if you're going to be using a nasal pillow mask, or a nasal mask for that matter. Another product that I really like is called Somnifix. It's like a tape that you fit over your mouth. It's easy to get in and out of, so it's not like you're going to suffocate. It's just something that really assists in keeping your mouth closed so you don't diminish the effectiveness of your CPAP therapy. All right, I'd like to thank again the sponsor of this video, cheapcpapsupplies.com. Every one of those masks I just showed you, they have them there on the site. Don't forget to visit my custom URL. It is cheapcpapsupplies.com/lefty. And then also don't forget to use the discount codes, because really what's it all about if you're not gonna use the discount codes? I'm saving you loot here, buddy. Use VIP30. If that doesn't work, try CPAP20. And if that doesn't work, the one that always works, that is actually the worst coupon on the site, is Lefty16. It's always there, but it's definitely sitting at the back of the bus there as far as the coupons go. I'll try not to take it personal. Let me know if you've tried any of these masks, if you have a positive or negative experience, mostly for other people, but I also enjoy hearing the feedback as well on what common problems are with these masks. If you haven't at this point, please subscribe to the channel, please like the video, and if you haven't yet, check out some of the links I have below in the description box. And with that, I thank you for watching.
Thank you to anyone watching this video, but an extra special thank you to my top level Patreon supporters. Thanks buddy to Alan Liu, Stuart Hevington, and Mona Swearingen. Thank you and thanks buddy. Please consider using my Amazon affiliate link down in the description box below. I clicked the link and added some items that I need, like some Canadian sphagnum peat moss, cause
I've grown a blueberry.
I even got some replacement filters for my fridge because my family will never understand hose water. And I had to get a replacement screw for my Stay Right pool filter because I discovered I have very strong forearms and I am still a
Thick boy.
Stick it out. Even white boys got the shout. Baby got back.